right. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm just trying to type in some last minute numbers. Switch over to cam only. Let's go ahead and pause the music. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. What up, Sniffle Wizard? What up, Michael? What up, Joe? I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Good morning, Anderson. How you doing? Good morning, good morning. Oh, it is beautiful to see your guys' faces, or at least see you in chat in the midst of this absolute shit show we call Solana, really crypto and the market in general. So, yeah, we'll be touching up a little bit on that, but really, obviously, our focus today is going to be on Remnants because this was a massive update. I don't think people understand how massive of an update it was in terms of like setting the standard for gaming in NFTs, right? Yeah, we Solana. That's right. One loot equals one loot. That's right, baby. Um, but not really. Not really. Not one loot equals one loot. We're going to be talking a little bit about profitability. I wanted to get some last minute numbers on, but I'll probably have to do those live. Been working with High Low Ken, aka Aiche. I don't even know how you say his name, dude. Every single time I try to pronounce it, it's Aychhe. The data goat, as far as getting spreadsheets out. Say he's a rem in the streets, but a freak in the Google Sheets, dude. That dude is a maniac. So yeah, he makes way prettier spreadsheets than I do these days. Used to be a professional spreadsheet maker, and now, I sell real estate for a living. So, and shit post with you guys and all that good stuff. Loot, 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 loot. That's right. A little fast leave for updates. Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, give me 2 seconds actually before we get into it. There you go. Grab the dogs real quick. All right. Sorry, guys. I needed coffee real bad. You guys scare him off. No, I'm still here. I need coffee for this, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna try to keep it brief because I need to mint Bubble Goose, and since it's going through Magic Eden, we all know how that goes. Not scared off, Stoico. Yo, Luis, thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate you, my man. You went to sell some real estate. That's right. Um, Now let's get into sharing my screen real quick. Display with web. There we go. All right, so in case you didn't know, we now have a bunch of tabs over here, and let me go ahead and reposition this a little bit so you can see everything I'm seeing. So yeah, uh, in our nice little UI hub right here, we have what we've been seeing since the last update with looting, claim, all that good stuff. We also have a market tab now, and if you can't see up in that top left, we got land coming. So um, they were smart on them. They're trying to space out some content so they can continue, adding incremental value. But this update was massive. I mean, they can keep land off for another month or so, um, while we focus on this, because adding resource trips as well as the government building adds so much value to us moving forward. And we'll have, I think Juice is actually going to jump in here on a Discord call at some point, so I'll try to rope him in. But we, this is awesome. So not only can we buy items now, you can see radioactive bananas going for 15K camp. we can get all the parts we need, all the items we need, all the resources we need. We'll be talking a little bit about pricing. I'm very curious as to, we can see what people are pricing some of this stuff at. We got some big undercutters in here, dude. What is this? 9, 25, 36. You guys like square roots or something? I don't know. Yeah, I got 15 camps. I'm really excited for the camp update, but that'll come. Right now, we get to focus on this because, hey, could you imagine if they like did the camp update on top of this? Everybody's already so confused on where to go, what to do with resources, how do we work the crafting table and everything like that. So, um, yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So let me go ahead and grab my loot sheet here for you guys as well. Put it over here. But I've been crafting this little sucker. And like I said, Hylokin's got some way better. You guys know him as HA, but in SaberDAO we know him as Hylokin. So he's been cooking up some real good spreadsheets. These are just so I have all the percentages in front of me and everything like that, and we can start talking about what got nerfed, what's the OP items these days. I am going for time reduction on everything as we switch to stamina, probably with the camp update, the land update. Then I I think we're really going to start seeing that trip time decrease being like OP. So those are the things I'm going for, and that includes what compass. We have mining helmet. Those are both resource related trip times. You also have survival guides, still OP, and trolley. Is that all right? Is there any other? Oh, and walkie talkies. There we go. I knew I was missing one. So we got 3 resource trip time deductions, and then yeah, I'll share all these. In fact, I can go ahead and do it real quick. Let's go ahead and share this. Remnants item cheat sheets. Save. So go. Anyone with the link can view. So I'm gonna set it as viewer for right now. I may invite some people to do it, but I guarantee you that Hylokin's gonna be way better as far as getting you guys more shit. So I went ahead and posted it in the chat. Go ahead and feel free to look over with me if you guys need to follow along. But I'm really highlighting these trip time. I think that's going to be OP, but it really depends on this, right? The crafting material, what the cost is, what the drop rate is. Nice. Love to see some people jump in here with me. But we can kind of see. I right now I have the current market price, but since it's so new, we're still finding market price, like what's viable and whatnot. So I wouldn't worry too much about what market prices are now. I'm kind of waiting for normalization of market prices, more like item liquidity before I get into it. But yeah, if you scroll all the way down here, you'll see I just did it. I really want to get. I was trying to do a min max formula, like a conditional formula, so I can get you guys a max potential camp per hour. So if you're focusing on maximizing your camp revenue, then check SaberDAO main chat. I posted the cost for resources. Yeah, we can technically now go ahead and calculate the camp cost to make updates. That's what I was trying to do. So I was trying to figure out like maximum revenue generators on this, like what you should be targeting. Right now, you'll see on my rems over here, I have a good bit going to radiation zone. The reason being is, one, I want some more mining helmets, and this is the best place to get them. I think mining helmets are kind of low-key OP, and it's something that, if you think about it, I would imagine most of you guys have backpacks, so you guys have 3 slots. Right now, the only 2 things you probably have in your inventory are going to be a trolley, which is now a garden cart, and it will upgrade into a trolley and whatnot, and compasses. Those are two resource related things that you have on hand that you can equip that will help as a survival item. So the stuff that you can, if I go into my remnants, I do have a claim. Let's go. Beautiful. I'm going to resend her because she's my only one with an axe right now. So I'm sending her to the forest. But how I'm kind of splitting up my time is one, I'm cycling 4 that are loot chance heavy on farm, going into farm so I can get, what's it called? Pickaxes and axes, right? That's what we're trying to go for. Pickaxe so I can go into the mines, and then axe so I can go into the forest. That way I know I have at least some people that can have access to that, where I can maximize wood and stone and sulfur. We can go back down and we can see stone right now is going for a hefty price. I think that normalizes. What's up, Slake? Let's see your loot chance loadouts. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll pop those open. Just everything. I didn't min max, like for instance, I didn't realize how good professional binoculars were going to be. A plus 15 loot chance is awesome. And then I decreased their trip time so I can keep them farming for a while. So we have minus 12%. What is that? 240 minutes. It's about it's almost half an hour off trip time. So not like it matters too much. I have to min max to see if it even matters, because I'm only, I sleep for 8 hours, right? And during that 8 hours, I usually put them on low or high hour trip times. So I'll switch them over to rad zone or military base or government building now. The thing I don't like about government building is it puts off my trip time by 4 hours from when I wake up. Assuming I'm sleeping for 8 hours, which I normally don't. It's usually like 6 to 7. Yeah, normally I'm using binos too. I'm using like a flashlight if I can. But this is just the stuff. Like I had a bunch of walkies laying around. I had survival guides on everybody. So it was just or most everybody, I should say. So if I were you, and I only have broken, I'm so pissed at myself for not upgrading my binos. Yeah, if you have flashlights, I think they're better. Sort of. Let's go check out flashlight, because I think you actually have, if you look at a T2 bino, it's plus 10%. This one's plus 7%. The reason I don't care so much for infection chance is, of course I do. Everybody wants a zombie before they reach cap, and I'm not sure what they're gonna do after infection chance. So I'm not focusing too much on the bonus of infection chance. I would rather have the loot chance increase. How do you know what resources you need to repair broken items? Good question. I haven't had any items break yet, so that's a really good question. And again, I just got to sit down with this last night, so what my stuff is all sorts of jabbed up. I don't even know how you repair stuff. I'm gonna have to get Juice on. Let's see what Juice is doing. Go up here. You can see all my. Oh no, you don't get to see that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're gonna get Juice in here. Juice man, give me a second. 1 minute. My mic's rugging. I go into cam only. Go into settings. It's caught in 4K. 1 minute. Output device. I gotta switch it to my headphones. There we go. Testing 1 2. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Fantastic. All
Nice.
right, let's.
I had to turn my YouTube volume off.
There you go. Okay, no worries. Well, I'm gonna wait and chat because it's delayed. I just want to make sure they can hear you. Can you guys hear Juice before I switch back over? Okay, awesome. They can
All
hear
right,
you.
sweet.
So let's go ahead and we're gonna
It's like
minimize this.
Yeah, like Chief said, I don't think repairs are up right now.
Okay, I didn't see them either. Nor should they be, but I'm wondering, Juice, do you have any insight as far as like, is there tiers to your durability where they start losing effectiveness, or is it just
That
once they're fully broken, they're like, that's when they stop working?
My assumption would be the latter. That was the last that I had gotten from when I talked to the devs. Let me shoot a note to Tom real quick.
Word.
Is there tiers to durability?
Yeah, good old Fudbot saying that what he just said, it said it in the chat, there is effectiveness. So I'm wondering what the tiers are, if there's like a certain durability cap, if it's like 20, 40, 60% of each, 100 runs per tier. It's really interesting stuff, dude. I love this update. There's so much to get into. I am like, my brain's running at a million miles a second.
So part of why I joined was to see what the chatter was, because I did that podcast yesterday, as I've freaking told everybody 100 times, but I've been
Yeah.
traveling for like the past 48 hours to go do that. So I missed like all of the hot action.
I know. Well, I was touching grass and stuff. Well, not only was Rems getting the update, and obviously you had to fix stuff, but Shin Sengoku came out, which is like my other idle game by fellow Remnant Ryan, and with his launch, there were some bugs they found, and they had to take the game down. So I was like, well, this is a perfect time to go out and get some vitamin D. So I wasn't around on Discord as much, and so I missed a lot of like the pre update chatter and whatnot. So I'm
So
just super stoked that we have new content.
what was that like, by the way? That whole
Uh,
sunlight thing.
it was nice. It was blinding. I realized how white I am. It's, yeah, I had to put on like SPF 5000 from all the screen time I've had. So it was something. But yeah, update is legit, Michael. Let's see when it would cost. Yeah, there's a lot of questions we have on repairs. I think that is a really good one. I don't know. Stud's in the audience. I don't know if he wants to jump in too, but yeah, that is a good question because that kind of talks about. I would imagine it's kind of the same as like Steppen, right? Where you had your shoe, and if it wasn't repaired within a certain amount of time, it would lose like GST generating. Obviously, Steppen's a Ponzi, and nobody should be in it. You
Yeah.
know.
Everyone doxing full names on YouTube.
Oh no.
I've got mine connected to my friggin' government name too.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
got
I'm
like
not
four
commenting.
channels. Yeah, you guys will never know. No, I pretty much have doxed already, so I don't mind it. But um, how is the podcast, by the way? Is it up yet? I haven't seen anything from Mark yet, but
No, I just talked to Mark like literally right before I jumped on with you. He was saying he's just finishing up editing. It should be done tomorrow morning. It was good,
perfect.
man. I mean, it was weird for me to be honest. Like it was strange knowing the camera is just always on. And we did one take, which he's like, yeah, usually when I have these guys on, we have to do several takes. We just did literally like an hour and a half straight of just fucking yakking it up.
Love it.
So in hindsight, it was like, fuck, I should have said this, I could have said that. But I think like the bulk of it was pretty darn good and what people like want to hear with everything being so crazy right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that. It does not surprise me at all that you took one take. But if you're not used to having the camera on you for forever, like I did a year of real estate videos before I was even comfortable getting on YouTube. I did them to
Yeah.
like friends and family on my Facebook. I hated every second of it. And then something just clicks eventually. You're like, whatever. I'm just chatting. It's nice having another person too, like chatting it
Yeah.
up with them rather than just like for me on stream, I have to talk to a camera and try to look at chat at the same time. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. So part of what we were talking about too, and I think that aligns kind of with what everyone's not complaining about, but trying to think through. Well, I would say like try this stuff out, play it for a week. I think after a week, everyone's feedback will be much more like whole, if that makes sense. Like I think everyone's
yeah,
kind of just got sticker shock right now at everything, especially if you've been like, I saw Go Around was saying it feels like we had to start over from square one, which I totally understand. I think what we're going to have to see, and everyone's going to have to decide them for themselves. And I think this is what makes a game, is you're going to have to decide what each remnant's role is from here on out. I think
Hmm.
why people are getting so confused is because they're seeing resources and they're seeing like all the repairs and like still have land coming. Like we don't have vocations like a MMORPG would or roles, but I think you have to start to assign it like, all right, is this remnant going to be strictly resources? Is this remnant going to be strictly items? Because I think where people are getting overwhelmed is it's a lot when you think of it like as a wallet basis and not a per remnant basis. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I even saw that before. It's still showing. Okay, reconnection successful. Yeah, no, as far as roles go, I mean, we really only had two before, right? It was
Right.
income focused and loot focused, and then you can have your god tier, which was tier three survival guide, tier three compass, and a trolley. Like that was the best expected value loadout you can have. Now, completely different. I mean, we shifted everything on its head, and with change, there will inevitably be some people that are just like riled up. But once you get it all squared away and you start learning, like, trial and error, I think
Yep.
people are really going to love the added depth to this and
Yeah.
still have it be an idle game, right? Like there's just a little more like at the end of each day now, I'm like, okay, let's look at what happened. Let's start reassigning some stuff. And I guarantee you it's gonna last more than just like a week for me. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
constantly readjust, and I like that. I like a little more depth.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And I saw Slake just say, before update, people were complaining about no content. I get both sides. And I think what's important to remember, and what we've talked about a lot in the chat, especially like the larger holders, is we still have to work on getting new people in the door. And for those new people that come in the door, we can't have them feeling like they're ages behind just because they were a late investor. So, we stifled the hyperinflation that we were seeing in items. We increased the duration of the power curve for existing remnants. At the end of the day, a naked remnant's a naked remnant. What gives the remnant the power is the items they hold. So even though if you feel like you may have been nerfed as the power of your remnant, you still are way ahead of someone who's joining day one.
Yeah.
So if the team walked away today and said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna let everybody figure it out, the game themselves. We'll come back in 3 months." The runway of gameplay has just been increased so much, and I don't think that'll be appreciated for a little bit. So I think just play with this for give it a week, give it 2 weeks, then start to craft your own strategy, and then at that point we'll revisit serious feedback. Every piece of feedback is serious, and we would love that everyone gives us a piece of their experience. But I just say just sit with it and play with it for a few days before coming to any conclusions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think yeah, you're always going to have disgruntled people on each side, but I really do think that people aren't appreciating how much runway that you guys gave the game with this
Yeah,
update. I mean, like the fact of how much it will take to get to a tier 9. I don't think they released tier 10 yet, but tier 9 is going to be months. It is going to be months, or you're going to have to buy a crap load of camp and just keep farming the market. In which case, congratulations, you're helping the people. Literally, it's a self-sustaining economy now that we have this
yeah,
marketplace in the game, where people who
right.
want to like completely buy out all the materials and get to higher tiers, they're going to just buy the fuck out of the market, and
Yep.
that's fine. Like let them. People who want
Yeah.
to generate camp, so whether they want to generate camp for upgrading another item or something, or if they are like, hey, we want to add some liquidity to Famous Fox, which I wouldn't do right now. I just checked the token price, and guys, hold on to your camp. There's going to be a ton of demand for camp with the marketplace. We're going to have high velocity of money now that it's so easy to change hands, right? Like it's so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
easier than going into Discord chat, trying to find somebody. Like you automatically have, like if I want to buy wood right now, I easily can. I can go ahead and buy like 100 wood for 5 camp each.
Yep.
Easy.
Exactly.
So I love it. I love the update. I love the fact that I can sit in here now. It's another, you know, whereas the last UI UX, which was awesome and bringing everything off chain, was more of a tedious update where it's like, I gotta go reassign all of my items to the right people and go bring everything back into inventory. But I know it's gonna be worth it. And it was more of like a work task. This is like a fun task. This is like how do I min max each and every location? Which location should I be going for? Because effectively, we doubled plus one, that's two. We now have 14 places to loot if you include all the resource trips and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a huge jump in content just in terms of loot locations. You almost tripled them.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
exactly. There's so much more gameplay, man. And there was some big influencer, and you know how the community feels about the larger influencers, but someone had a really good point, and they were saying there's going to be a huge shift to whoever figures out gaming in the short term, like long-term gaming, because if things stay as it is, even if, Soul, let's say, bottoms out at 25 and stays there for a while, they're still going to, like, the demand of NFTs are not going to go away, or the allure. The fact that we figured this out and now have a long runway for a game. Yeah, there you go. Pull the chart up. How
yeah.
sexy is that? That's something you want to write. You want to show that off to your family. I
Yeah.
remember showing my friend my wallet right around what, 240. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, they just made the point, like, gaming, whoever figures that out in the short term is going to be in a really good place because NFTs aren't going away. And if something, you could play a game and still swap and stack soul, like, that should be the goal for most people at this point. If you want to stick around, that is, in the Solana ecosystem.
Yeah, no, it gives you something to do, and I think that's why this time around, well, one, I'm sure I'm like you, Juice, where I held through the 2017, 2018
Yep,
dip,
same.
and I mean, like, it looks exactly the same. I'm laughing at myself because I did stable out of some stuff, but it's like, oh, I got hit again, but this time feels so much better because one, not only do we have communities, but two, we have a game to play with
Yeah.
it that still keeps us involved in crypto, still keeps us interested in what's happening in NFTs and crypto,
Yep.
and what's going on in the market in general. Whereas, like, the only thing you cared about in 2017 and 18 was the price. Like,
Yep.
everybody was talking that they're gonna do a bunch of cool shit. Nobody actually did anything. It was just
Yep.
about the price. This time, I'm like, that it sucks, but I think this is a blessing more than anything because I've actually been DCAing into more Sol and a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, but mainly it's like 80% Sol right now because I know this is like what saved my portfolio last time was biting the bullet and adding a little bit more lick into Ethereum and then cutting all my
Yep.
bags. And eventually I added that into Sol at like $13. So
Yep.
it's just biting the bullet right now and just staying involved. And I think Remnants is such a good base. We are definitely positioned to be the most successful game on Solana for sure. And then you talk about other chains. I think we're right up there with anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, and I know we have big plans too. I just with the camp update, the land update, stamina update. There's enough content that I was talking to Stud about it that we have enough leeway for like the next year once we release everything. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you will have so much to do between now and the next year that you'll be on cloud nine. So
Yeah. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I want to share one more anecdote from my recent experiences. I think that you guys will appreciate and that I forgot to mention on the podcast. And then I want to dive into a little bit of, like, strategy of what we
yeah,
can start doing with
let's
these
do it.
items. Because I have my remnants and I have no fucking clue what I'm going to end up doing. So let's do this shit live. But a quick anecdote. So I was at the permissionless DeFi conference a couple of weeks ago, the Blockworks one down in West Palm Beach. The biggest names in DeFi, biggest names in crypto. And there was a huge session on play to earn gaming. So, this thing was packed to the gills. Here's an expo hall. There's got to be at least, 1,500, 2,000 people. And I'm standing in the back to try and gauge everyone's sentiment. And the four panel speakers are people from, multi-billion-dollar gaming studios. There was an asset manager who's looking to break into the metaverse, who's, they're funding their own play to earn gaming. And, there's a guy from YGG up there as well. And they're theorizing and they're talking about everything that would make a great long-term play to earn game. And I remember texting Stud, Tom, and Josip freaking out because I'm like, guys, we've figured this out. We've cracked it
Yep.
already. There's these guys who have billion-dollar fucking empty checkbooks who are theorizing about what would make a good future game, and we're doing it. So I just want to make that clear. Like, what you're seeing now in the economy is the the amalgamation of hundreds, if not thousands, of hours that we've put into thought of building out a true, stable economy and tokenomics model that the biggest gaming studios are trying to build out.
Yep,
And
exactly.
let that sink in. Let it sink in that we're still building out a ton more. We have a huge head start over these guys who are building out AAA games that are going to take fucking until 2025 to launch. You're on Remnants. I know it may not feel like it at the moment, especially with Soul literally going into the toilet bowl, but we are way, way out ahead.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I was telling Stud this too. We'll get into the loot chart and stuff so we can talk about it. But we were talking how most projects right now are just trying to get attention to their game if they even have anything playable. We
Yeah.
already have the attention. We already have people that are loving it. They're talking about game theory. They're talking about strategy. They're literally trading with people in the Discord, and now have the ability to go on and do a live marketplace. And I don't think people realize the like we're setting the standard real quick, and what's to come gets me excited every day. It's like what I wake up for. So
Yep.
um super excited
Yep.
for it. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the update because there's
Yeah.
a ton to get into. So we obviously we've added a few things, and they're pretty much all resource related, as well as converted some items like the trolley to be more they're only resource related. And
Yeah.
just so you guys don't freak out, Stud has been saying this in chat, in Discord for like the past 2 months. So if you guys were missing this, make sure you are staying active in the chat. I pretty much make it a normal thing to search what Stud has said while I was sleeping because the man's up 24 hours. So see if I missed any alpha drip. But yeah, let's talk to me a little bit, Juice. What are you working on right now?
Dude, I don't know. The true answer is I've got my remnants. I haven't claimed them yet today, just because I'm like trying to wrap my arms around this, like everyone else. Um, I think who was it? I think it was Michael before said he's got like his split of camp collecting remnants. He's got his items. I think I'm gonna go 100% item. I think I'm gonna go 100% items, and then source all my resources from the market itself, under the assumption that resources are going to be paper handed for a little bit while we like figure out a equilibrium for cost, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's my move. What are
I
you
think
thinking?
I think what I'm doing right now is I could go resources right now, but I was telling people the only two items you have in your inventory right now, like from the update, that are resource related are military compass and a trolley. And
Yeah.
so those are the only two things you have. Most people have a backpack, which means that you are missing that third slot. So go ahead and unequip that backpack. Have some people farm some resources because I think it is going to be, I have, I think, a total of 5 resource runners right now
Mhm.
of my 23. So, use that as a split for you guys. I have like maybe 20% right now. But what I'm doing is I'm focusing on getting resource items. So I'm focusing farm, I'm focusing rad zone. I think those are two of the best places right now. One to get a pickaxe and an axe from farm so I can go into forest and mine, and then rad zone to get a mining helmet. I think mining helmet will complete the trifecta so you can actually maximize your efficiency as far as equipping a third item with your backpack to go on these resource
Mhm.
runs. So that's what I'm doing right now. Um, but yeah, so I'm focusing on that. I am sending a few people to government, but what I sent a ton of people to government at first. This was like what I did. I was like 12-hour trip time, sweet. I could start stacking up some keys again.
Mhm.
Only going on 2 trips a day, but the only thing that you get from government as far as just the loot trip goes, I mean, they have really good drop rates on megalites and trolleys, so that's good. But the only thing you get, and it's a really nice item, is the rabbit's foot, which increases your
Yeah.
loot chance and income. So if you're looking for more income and loot chance items, I think this is one of the best in class items you can get. But I'm not too focused on that right now. I want to find a nice balance of resource runners and item runners, right? And just kind of
Yeah.
go from there. I think those are the two things to go for.
All right. I like that.
So that's my game plan. Obviously, everybody's gonna kind of go through it. I'm just waiting for Hyloken or HA to give me the full rundown on expected values of stuff because the man is literally a machine when it comes to.
Just want to see what we've got. Like what the okay.
Right now, Stone. I would be going if you have um, a pickaxe. I would be going to mines for sure. These are really good returns on some of these. You can see how much stone drops per run. No, that's forest. 25 to 75 on stone, and it's going for 190 right now. I think that drops down. I'm not even sure. The one thing I will say about the marketplace is I wish I could see like live
Yeah.
purchases and stuff. I know that's going to be hard to disseminate accurately, real time, and like not get lost in the jumble. But yeah, that would be nice to have just so I can see like how many people are actually buying stone at 190.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Stud said need live data, and yeah, I mean, some sort of marketplace data would be great, just so we can see, like, okay, what has some serious velocity? Has somebody found like a actual price floor of something? Because you can list it at 190, but doesn't mean anybody's buying it right now.
Yeah. I think I'm messaging with Woody right now. I saw some messages going back and forth about seeing what we could do to get some sort of um, history for the marketplace. Mostly just so people can see, like, if you list something, you could at least see what your item sold for, because people might not remember what they had up and for the exact amount of camp.
Right. Yeah. So another thing too. I know Stud's in chat right now, but one of the things that the only
Yeah.
thing I would say with this update that I wish was a thing is I had all my utility items equipped, and so I would sometimes run like government building, right? But if I had a
Yeah.
bolt cutter or hazmat helmet, it would take one of the durabilities away from one of those. Um, I wish it was conditional durability where like I didn't have to worry about unequipping the hazmat helmet and ID card or something if I'm going to farm and taking away one of the durabilities there. Like if I'm going
Yeah.
to government building, it takes away one of the durabilities. That's really the only issue I have with the update. Outside of that, it's perfect, as well as some tool tips that were not being displayed correctly, like the trolley says 0% resource drop
Yeah.
bonus. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty seamless, dude. It's great.
So I see your female remnant there has a physical backpack on.
Yep.
What does that do?
It adds 2 inventory slots, which I'm incredibly grateful now that we have this.
Damn.
I know, right? I know. I got. Look at this pleb. Look at him. Look at him.
I
Doesn't
remember
have those
tweeting.
extra 2 slots. Shit.
I know. I remember tweeting about that and trying to
Doesn't.
give everybody a heads up. It's kind of nice. I mean, inherently, maybe it adds a little bit of value, but just something to think about when people are going and buying these.
Yeah. No. You didn't see the value in the last round, like the last version of the game, because we only had so many items. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess I just have like 6 pairs of broken binoculars in my inventory. I
Yeah.
get to carry 8 more or 8 instead of 6. Great, awesome.
Yep.
But now that we have resources and a little like pro tip for you guys, what I've done is I've increased my storage in the Longwood Bank, and I just dump all my resources into here.
Yep.
That way I don't have to worry about them taking up a bunch of different spots because they stack. They're the one things that
Yep.
stack right now. So
Yeah. And by
um,
the way, I just want to backtrack too. So for the trolley,
yeah,
for everybody asking, and because I saw some messages, it'll be 5%. The visual bug, yes, says 0. It will operate as 5. And for those who didn't see the chat or aren't looking at the chat, um, Studwood was saying that we have the data for the marketplace. The history endpoint exists. We just have to bring it to the front end. I'm sure we'll work on that in the next few days.
yeah. Yeah, Stud's saying you're going out into Longwood with a hazmat helmet to the prison. You don't expect it to scratch. Yes, Stud. I know. It's really just me complaining about doing one more task for the day. Um, I'm not complaining about it. See, like I went to the farm with this chick, and now I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn it, I took an ID card with her. So yeah, you know what, Stud? Actually, if we're going to farm, I don't expect my ID card to get scratched, faded. How do you respond to that? Hey, you can't tell me live. But yeah, we can. So we'll talk. I have a resource or a bonus chart up here. I put it in the chat too, Juice, if you need a quick resource. But like I said, HA's his full survival guide to Longwood is going to be insane and way better laid out than mine. This is just a quick guide until he gets set up.
Yep.
But
And Tom's
yeah,
going to release an infographic tonight. So we have like the
nice.
working Word doc that has all of the items, the breakdown, or like the breakdown parts that you get, and all of like the parts needed in order to upgrade to the next levels, as well as like their loot chance bonuses for each level as well. So I know he's cranking that out now. That should be done either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, sounds good. Sorry, Stud said dropped in the cow field and it needs cleaning? Question mark. Um, yeah, 50 camp cleaning fee. That's funny. Oh, Benchley. Yeah. So I guess it costs 50 camp to clean your ID card. Keep that in mind, guys. That's free alpha for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I also compiled everything you need, and what I'll do as far as like upgrading your tiers, and what I'll eventually get into the sheet more. I scrapped this together this morning, y'all. I have like 3 presentations I need to give this week. So I shouldn't have focused on this. I should have just chit chatted with you guys, but this always takes precedent for me for some reason. I can't stop thinking about remnants. So I did a quick little resource as far as like what exactly you need as far as scrap metal for binoculars and all that good stuff. And eventually what I'll do is I got to work with the API and see if I can upload like current market prices for these items, and then you can kind of get a rough estimate of how much it would cost per. But yeah, I'm excited because I mean, look at how much stuff we have to cover, guys. It's insane. So
Content, baby.
I know it's so much content. I love it. I love the fact I obviously, for everybody, I doubt the people who are actively in here, like involved in the community and stuff, are the ones who are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they nerfed, my plus 18% income on a T3 guide down to whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Survival guide to what is it, 10.5. Like, how could you do that to me? Uh, we needed it. We needed it bad, and we can't scale that linearly
Yeah.
um, to where it makes sense for the game, or else you're just going to have like minus 100% loot times, and you're just going to be able to infinite loot. That sounds
Yeah.
great, but that ruins a game, guys. So we're not cheat coding this. This is now a fully scalable game. Super fun. There's total demand for camp now, like within the game, where I think we are losing a little bit of demand for camp because people are like, well, all I use camp for right now is buying keys because I keep running so fast because I have the god tier loadout. Now there is a ton of upgrades you can do. You have to break items for resources. I mean, there's so much fun stuff to dive into, and there's going to be a huge demand for camp just in there.
Dude, and like I saw Flanders just said, this is the camp burning period before camps and stamina. And then
Yeah,
like what about PvE? What about PvP? What about gangs? Like there's
I
still
know.
so much to be built over the next 90 days.
Yep, exactly. And
I shouldn't say 90 days.
I
Johnson
know you're
Page
gonna
might
get in
do
trouble, dude.
that.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble, man. Stud's gonna be like, bro, why'd you say that? um, no, yeah, we can't be putting timelines on them anymore.
90 to 900
There you
days.
go. Yeah, Flanders gets it. Um, Stud said, bro. He never says bro on phone. I'm like, dude, you're British. You're not allowed to say bro. You're supposed to say bruv.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just taking the piss, boys.
thank you.
Yo, Woody messaged me in Discord. It goes 90 days, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Oh, we're getting so many
uh,
people in trouble. But yeah,
yeah, it's fun.
it's cool. I'm trying to figure out what I want to upgrade first because I don't know. Like, I think I want to go resource stuff first. The reason I want to go resource stuff first is because resources are guaranteed every single trip, right?
Yeah,
Like, you're
true.
not guaranteed loot every single trip.
Yeah,
But loot is going to be more valuable, I think, in the long run. But and people are going to need to break down those items in order to upgrade their next item. So there will be
yeah,
value there. But I think resources are going to be the one thing that just like there's going to be a constant demand for, and it's more projectable, right? As far
yeah,
as like what I can project out in terms of earnings. Yeah, and you get multiple resources. That's right. So
Yeah,
in
and
90 days.
there's something just like very like gratifying about like just seeing a high number of resources flow into your holdings
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we're posting it in Saber DAO. If you don't have a Saber, I feel sorry for you guys. Saber DAO is popping.
Yeah,
Eventually,
same.
it's,
Wouldn't
eventually it'll
couldn't
get
couldn't be me.
integrated in. Say what?
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Saberless.
That's right, not Saberless. But yeah, Saber DAO's popping off. We always have a loot success uh, channel where we just post screenshots of what we looted and stuff, and people are like cheering. They're like, "Dude, I got a sick amount of animal fat." I'm like, what if we degraded to like now Soul's $25 and we're celebrating animal fat? I think it's funny. But no, it is really satisfying to see like it's not just camp. It's like a nice little variety of stuff and like
Yeah,
trying to maximize like okay, what's the best place to farm? If I'm trying to upgrade my mining helmet, I need all of this, rope. Where am I going for? Okay, well rope
yeah,
only has one place, but um, electrical parts. I got a lot for that for megalites, and like I need a shit ton of that. So where do I go for that? It's just finding out like what's the best place to go. Oh, it's Rad Zone and
right.
Gov, on a per hour basis. So let's hit those up, and just so much
Yeah,
strategy involved now. Where I felt like I was just going between Rad Zone and military base constantly the last game. Now I have like 14 choices to choose from. And like even farm and residential is viable now because you're trying to get those axes and pickaxes. So, dude, it's so good. This update's so
yeah.
good.
That's even a decent strategy, like short term, if you want to dedicate, a remnant or two, assuming you hold a few. The axe goes for 1775 right now. I don't even see any pickaxe goes for around 1,000. Just like churning those out and stacking camp for a little bit might not be a bad play either, while those are low in inventory.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's fun too because now I have to think of like, hey, I don't know about you, Juice, but I'm a pretty competitive person. Like, I want my rems to be the best rems out there. So it's like, and they're gonna get better. And you're like, shit, PvP's coming at some point. Like, I got to make sure I'm the
Yeah.
best suited rems out here. How do I maximize this? So yeah, that's Saber DAO's gonna be the most. I
Dang,
don't know what the
okay.
price is, but yeah,
Yeah.
we are strong. We go over to
It looks like green lightsaber is the lowest at. Oh no, purple. Purple's at 17 and a half. There's actually only, holy shit, there's only three total on the market right now.
there sure are. Wow.
That's crazy.
Um, Okay. Well, free alpha for you guys. Holy crap. And look, guys, the beauty of Soul being $25 is that now that 17 Soul ain't looking so bad. Huh?
Yeah.
We were paying 2K for remnants at one point. Thanks, Soul. Um, so yeah, I'm actually not gonna talk about that. That's gonna make me sad. But dude, some of these remnants and we still have less than what 200.25% on the market right now. Am I calculating that right? I'm not. No,
Uh,
2.5%. Thank you. I was carrying a decimal
yeah.
place wrong.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
on the market, that's nuts. I mean, we've just held such strong demand that once people get into the ecosystem, they're like, I want more. I saw a guy. Who's the guy that later? I'm not sure he's on right now because it's like what 3 o'clock in the morning Kauai time. But it's he convinced the guy of how great Remnants was. I saw it in live time where the guy was like, "Okay, I bought 20 more." Like he was a whale almost instantly after going back and forth with later. Um, I really do believe that once you get into this ecosystem, you see how fun the community is, how fun the game is, especially now with all the choices you have. You're hooked in. Like this is the one NFT I will never sell. I may trim some just because I got to put food on the table and we're all poor here, but um, I will never completely sell out of rems like at all. I want to hold a majority of mine. I've long said that if I sell any rems, it would just to be holding my 20 tops. So that only gives me 3 rems, and I'm not selling till they're 100, so I can fund my loot lip tattoo. Once we hit 100 floor price. So yeah, crazy good entry right now. Exactly, Benchley. Uh, some of these rems $200. I know that is nuts. This one on the floor is basically 200 bucks. Let's see what
Basic.
I really don't want to see the chart. Yeah, we're rebounding a little bit. We did hit and miss my buy by like $1, so that's always fun. I hope it rebounds from there. But I've been DCAing again pretty much since 40. So I've just been, 500 bucks there, 500 bucks there. If you look at my Coinbase history, I'm not going to. But yeah, my wife's gonna wonder why we can't redo the backyard, and I'll say loot loot. Um, so
She'll understand.
yeah, exactly. She has to. So going back to some of these places for, so if we're looking at Stone, obviously right now at the current market price, I don't think that's sustainable, but mine definitely seems like a vibe if you're trying to go for resources, which means that you should be getting that pickaxe relatively soon. 9 minutes till Bubble Goose. Shit, I'm gonna need to hide my screen or something. Um, yeah, I got two whitelist tokens. Slake and I were in Saber chat or Saber DAO, and he was laughing. He goes, Bison, look, I just won this from the Dusty store. I was like, no way. And so I checked the Dusty store. Come to find out, I was like hazily remember I drunkenly just like aped in on the Dusty store for a whitelist spot for Bubble Goose and won.
No way.
So yeah, I aped in at like I think I put 100 dust in there or something like that, and I woke up and I was like, holy shit, I won too. So we were celebrating. It was great.
Holy
Um,
shit.
so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I got two whitelist spots because I hold a whale as well. But
That's
whitelist
cool.
token giveaway, hell no, Flanders. We're all too poor for that now. I cannot be giving away money these days. Soul at 250, sure. I'll give away a whitelist spot, but Soul 25, we're down bad. We just suffered a 90% drop down. So um as far
Mhm.
as I'm trying to figure out what the best item's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be trolley, but I think I'm trying to figure out what the best one is, like value you get, and then how much it takes to upgrade them. I obviously trolley's going to be insane if we're focusing on resource stuff. The resource drop on top of resource trip time is a nutty combo. It's going to get down to 12.5% reduction at tier 10 and a
Yeah.
50% resource drop. That's insane. But if you scroll down and look at what it costs to upgrade it, it's a lot, dude. It's so much. You have to have so much wood, so much scrap
So much
metal,
wood.
so much camo netting too, which I know is not cheap right now. It's like 150 on the marketplace.
Oh
But that's why
shit.
I'm running. I think Rad Zone is like I did quick maths, and I think that's one of the best places to get resources as
Let's
far
see.
as valuable stuff and um, the amount you get from it.
Yeah, camo netting, electrical parts, tarpaulin,
Yeah, so Rad Zone,
and
I've looked at it as far as like your max per hour, what the best
yeah.
location is. It's the best for camo netting. It's the best for electrical parts, which are two key components you need for a lot of really good items. And
Mhm.
then tarpaulin too is used for a lot. So um, that's probably going to be where I farm the most resources these days
Yeah.
outside of forest and mine. I think those are also two great places because you need a lot of like wood and animal fat and stuff for a lot of these different uh, recipes for upgrading
Yeah.
items. So I think, guys, again, we're spitballing right here. You give us another week, we'll probably have it more down pat. But um,
Yeah, this shit's
yes,
been
like
live for like 24 net hours.
yeah, right. So we're all just sitting here talking. Camo netting is expensive, Slake. The last time I checked the store, and again, we don't have like live data to see what is actually selling and stuff. Oh, it
Yeah.
was expensive. Somebody undercut the fuck out of it. Look at that. Somebody it went from 150 to 19. So again, we don't really have live data on this. The market's still figuring itself out. I guarantee you somebody's going to do the same shit with Stone. But yeah, the market's still figuring its stuff out right now. We don't know how much is selling on it. There's only 5 listings for camo netting, so I would imagine, we're gonna start seeing some more undercutters and people trying to find the
Yeah. So you want to hear a couple crazy stats too that we do
yeah.
have offhand just from the data. So bananas are selling. A couple have sold. Someone just bought one for recently 10,000 camp. The highest selling banana thus far 17,000 camp.
Woo!
And if you want an even higher level stat, since the marketplace launched, about a 250,000 camp has been spent so far in the marketplace.
Love that. We have a functional marketplace, guys. 250,000 camp
What is
already
that?
in the first 24 net hours of being up, and we're still finding prices. Like people, this will continue to ebb and flow, and once we start finding more data and have more floor prices on like stable floor prices on these items, then we're gonna start seeing a lot more velocity of money. So this is such a healthy economy already, such a healthy economy.
What
Um,
is that in what is that in soul terms? Let me see. I gotta get on Fox, famous
I don't
Fox
I don't
face
want
and
to
see.
check because it went from like 0.0015 last night to like 0.008 this morning or 0.008. So I like halved, but I'm not sure who's papering their camp right now. Couldn't be me. But yeah, it was basically 17 soul for a banana. That
17.
17,000. I'm just gonna value it at
Damn.
0.001.
Yeah, it's kind of the baseline that I use too, just for quick math.
Yeah,
That's crazy though, man. Fucking
that's
17 soul. Like, where else do you get that in soul NFTs where it's like, oh shit, you just literally, if let's just again for baseline metrics, just you bought today, just get a banana, sell, you just doubled, if not more, your
yeah,
remnants
yeah. And honestly,
ROI.
I think it's a great purchase too because once we have, it's one of those things, Juice, that until we have the content, people aren't gonna value it as much as they should. Which is
Yeah.
why camps right now are on a discount, a heavy discount compared to remnants. Now that we have this like upgraded loot system where we have resources and stuff, people are like, "Oh, I want to loot," and they're ignoring camps. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Man, I think I might be able to get to 25 actually camps."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do that before the land update. But companions. So once we get that radioactive banana, we're going to start seeing a huge value uptick for bananas, I think. And if they do zombify your animal, which Tom did leak that out to everybody, I hope everybody saw the zombie German Shepherd. But that means that they can pretty much continuously run to get you food to feed you for stamina. So you almost have a zombie. Like it, there's a zombie like value in having a banana. So
Yep.
that would be my, again, I don't have full insight on that, but I would imagine that's half the price of zombies. Zombies just, they don't have to worry about like access items, right? That's like the big differentiator between a companion and them is they don't have to
Yep.
worry about, like, if they want to go to the mine, they can go to the mine. I don't know if it's implemented yet. Do you know that?
The zombie aspect, or you mean like being able to enter?
Yeah, being able to enter. Um,
I don't know. If someone has zombie and has been fucking around, speak now.
yeah,
Eventually he gave a little check mark. I don't know if he's saying that to us
I
or
think Benchley is in zombies, right? Is he? I know he's a Benchley. You're a kingpin, so I would I think you have a zombie by now. Can we confirm metal detector utility? Is it active now? Do we know that, Juice?
I don't know. Let me message someone real quick.
No zombie Benchley. Sad day for resource runs. It's active. Yeah, Fudbot saying it's active. So
Okay. And for the zombie, the logic is in just waiting on the front end. So you don't use keys and you technically don't need access items, but the front end is preventing people from going to locations without the access items. So
okay,
that's a
okay, sweet.
short
So
coming
so
through.
soon enough, you will not have to worry about access items. But the fact that it's not taking keys already has its value of its own. So yeah, who was it Kool Aid? Kool Aid was cornering the zombie market, mother liquor.
Yeah. He's
He's
he's got a lot. Someone bought two of them for 50 soul a pop the other night too, 2 nights ago.
yep,
And
yep. I think it's,
no one claimed them, so I'm assuming it was him again.
yeah. I'll go through and track his wallet again, but yeah. I know if it has EEM is what his buying wallet looks at, and I tracked down where it was being sent to, and it was his wallet. So um yeah, I'll see again, but I don't think he's completely cornered. I think people are just waking up to the realization that zombies are going to be OP,
Yeah.
especially if we execute like our next updates as far as land goes and companions. I mean, it's just going to be unreal what we can do.
Yep.
Well, we talked a little about the camp burn for the marketplace. Imagine the camp that's going to be burnt on companions when we do companionment. It's going to be
Dude.
so much. I
Yeah.
think I think we talked about it's going to be close to 2 million camp burned,
Yeah.
um, or going back into the rewards faucet
So
or rewards pool, I should say.
what
Um,
is it? So 8,000 companions. Yeah, we haven't given a
yeah,
definitive
I
camp.
think we were spitballing numbers. Stud and I were, where he was like, "Look, if we do it at this rate, it's going to be like 1.6 million." He goes, "That's Do you know how much camp that is? Like, that is an insane amount. That's like half what's in circulation right now." So, um, no, I'm super excited. I love that we have driven demand for a token, that we have enough burn mechanisms and enough fun in the game that people want to continue burning for as long as
Yep.
we need to, and we have enough content now to last us literally like a year.
Yep.
I'm so excited for the future of Remnants, and then on top of that, all the future plans that we have discussed.
Yep.
It's gonna be great,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Again, if everyone tunes into the podcast tomorrow with Mark, talk about it a little bit without giving out details, because to be honest, we don't want to give out details,
Yeah,
right? Because like if we get front run and someone's like, "Oh shit, that's fucking brilliant," which it is.
it is.
um, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
There's good stuff coming, man.
yeah. It was so much good stuff. We talked about like where's the point that we wanted to start discussing it without giving too much away. Like, one, you definitely want to under promise and over deliver. So
Yeah.
it's not only that, but you also don't want to let like the plan, if we execute it, is literally not only are we like the pinnacle of NFT gaming right now in my eyes, and I might be biased because I'm a Remnants holder, but if we execute that, we are the leader by a long. It's not even close. Like nobody will be touching us for years to come,
Yeah.
and Remnants are going to be the key to that. So I'm excited, man. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Anything else you want to talk about, Juice? Is
Actually, yes, real quick. I shot you a note in Discord. So
okay.
I saw just message and said, when are we going to have a Longwood in real life event?
Okay.
And we have something that you know about that is a junior event that is
Right.
also going to be a first of its kind. And I think we're going to do it on Saturday.
Okay. I'll go
You,
ahead
you
and
know
open it up.
you know what I'm talking
Um,
about?
yeah, yeah. Is
Okay.
it? Are we gonna do it this Saturday?
Think so.
I will.
But
I
it's
will try to be there. I have family coming into town, of course, um,
okay.
this weekend. But obviously it is. It is up to you guys. I'm gonna, dude. What
I
is this?
I thought
Random.
about doing it Friday. So we have like a jam-packed week of spaces and whatnot. So we have D Gods tomorrow. I think we have something on Wednesday. Then Thursday we're doing one with Fractal and BR1 to talk about Solana gaming. Friday we've got one with Solo Fox, who recently listed the camp token.
That's right.
Um, there's one actually later today, which is just like a larger Solana gaming hosted by who's that like music gaming block something block stars. So there's like 30 different projects hopping on later today just to talk about like gaming and whatnot for Solana. So I think that starts, it may have started already, but I think I'll hop on in like about 7 hours or so.
Yeah,
um there's just a lot, man. There's just a
it's
lot.
exciting, man. We
Yeah.
got so much coming up, and I'm so excited for our community, the people that have been with us from day one and continue to be active and helping everybody out, onboarding new people. I
Yep.
wish I can display this. I will try to, guys. I Brave hates this one project. I don't know what it
Oh,
is,
it's a
but
browser
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'll go ahead and link it to you guys for staying for the whole stream. But yeah, we will be hosting a party within portals, within the remnants portals that Juice has painstakingly uh, designed himself, and it looks fantastic in here. I wish you guys can see it in all its glory, but again, I don't know if you can see. I will try to move this around so you can see. I am rocking 1 frame per second in this, so Yeah. Brave really hates portals for some reason. So
That's insane. I've never
yeah,
seen that low.
yeah,
I mean, it's
it's really
non-existent.
bad. Yeah, it is. I still haven't really fully loaded in. Like it's finally getting a little bit of lighting in here, a little bit more texture.
Yep.
Look, oh, Slake has to just rain on my parade. He has to jump in here and
Yeah, Slake
oh,
did.
Slake did help design. I forgot. Sorry, Slake. I cucked him. Yeah,
Yeah, Slake.
he had to come in here and say like, whoa, 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 don't forget about me.
Yeah, Slake did a great job with the. He did the neon for the walls, which really gave it a nice touch. And you can't see it as it's not fully loaded. But the idea behind this, guys, is to host the first ever LAN party for blockchain gaming. So if you see all these computers, I think I've got like 25 lined up throughout. If you interact with that computer, it actually opens up our game in a separate URL. And the idea would be to just get everybody together, give it a week of everyone just like understanding the update, and then we could all just get in here and just shoot the shit and talk about it together and talk about strategy and whatnot. Kind of like what we're doing now, just within the portals.
Yeah,
You can't
even
see
more
it, but
interactive.
we've got a bar set up over to the right that you can't see. So drinks will definitely be encouraged.
Do you want me to drop the URL for people to go check it out early, or do you want them to wait
Yeah,
until we fully
yeah.
release it? I'll drop
No,
it in
that's fine.
the chat for everybody.
Yeah, you can. So you can eventually you could actually enter the portal as a guest. Anyone can enter this. It is not just portals holders.
Yeah. No, yeah, you don't need a portal for this, Benchley. You can literally just enter in with the URL. So
Yep.
you'll be good on that front. But yeah, I'm super excited, man. I love that we're just I mean, we're trying to take things to the next level for a lot of people. So,
Yep. Trying to do things that haven't been done before. And I think Portals is going to be a big winner as long as Solana doesn't go to zero. I've talked with their team several times. They are pretty well capitalized, well funded. Their team does an excellent job. They're making the right connections. So, we've kind of made the investment in them and want to do more in the portals. We honestly just haven't had the time nor the setup or really a real reason to do it. And I think this update allows the perfect reason for everyone to get together and play the game.
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And I'm so excited for a little bit more community again. One of my favorite times, shoes, was back in the early day. I think it was we had a voice chat and it ended up just being like you and myself just going back and forth on questions and like what the future holds and
Yeah.
stuff. And that was like, yeah, more voice chat. I really like interactivity of the community. So hopefully Portals turns into like a great place for us all to meet up. Maybe DAOs can rent it out from you guys too to like come up with strategy sessions and stuff. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it could be great. So
Yep.
um, anything else, Juice? Anything else we're missing?
Nah, dude, this has been fun.
Yeah,
You these are really great. Appreciate you setting this up.
yeah, it was impromptu, so I'm glad I think there's like 20 people. Hey, we're growing, man. I went from 10 to 15 to 20 now. We're just gonna add five each stream. Let's go.
Plus, you got a shout out on Mark Colser's podcast,
I'm excited,
unprompted.
man. Oh,
He
dude,
brought you up.
I can't believe Mark even looks at my shit. Dude's a legend. He's had some awesome projects on, and is clearly a great interviewer as far as just like he cares about the space. And I think that's so
Yep.
important for a lot of people that I've heard interviews in the NFT space where you can tell people are just trying to build an audience where like Mark, yeah, we have to build an audience so we can build a business around stuff like this, but he clearly cares about the space and I think that's so refreshing to
Yeah.
see. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I'm excited, man. Well, Juice, it's always a pleasure talking to you, sir. I got to jump on for Bubble Goose Ballers because I know it's on Magic Eden's launchpad and there's historically been some issues there. So I got to make sure that I actually mint out on both of my whitelists. And yeah, it's been fun, man. We'll do it again.
Cool. Enjoy, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Later.
All right, guys. That about does it for me on this stream. I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys got some alpha and we got to just kind of chit chat about the future of the game. Um, It's been a blast. I love each and every one of you. Seriously, coming over to the stream and taking time out of your day. I do this because I love the community. That's point blank period why I do this. So getting to interact with you guys is always fun. Getting to show you guys what I'm thinking of and getting corrected live on stream, always good. So it's about building community. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we'll see you on the next stream.